It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. This is one of the few occasions where I've spent over £8 on a beer. And I was in a bottle shop recently, Cardiff Discount Drinks, and I picked up this Oskar Brewery 2021 Barrel Age series. It's called Barrel Age 21 Volume 5. There's a look at it. And I just looked at the can, got carried away, looked at the can. It's an Imperial Stout aged in Bourbon barrels with coffee beans and vanilla. It's 13.3% ABV. Wow. It's in a 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliter can. And that was it. I looked at that. I looked around the can. Yeah, look at that bike, the one-wheeler. What's the name of those? It's not a tricycle, is it? Tri is 3. Oh, what's the name of the unicycle? It's a unicycle. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I seen the unicycle. I seen it was from Oskar Blues. I seen it was a 2021 barrel aged beer, and I thought to myself, "Wow, I've got to have this." Put it in my basket with a lot of other beers, and it's only this morning. I've had this beer about 3 weeks. It's only this morning. I've realised that I've spent, you're probably not going to see this now. Oh well, it's all folded over. I spent £8.25 on this beer. So, long story short, it better be good. Let's get the beer out into a glass, see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Using my Wensleydale Brewery glass. Beer in the glass then. Oh, look at this. Jet black. Jet black beer in the glass. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful. Two finger tan coloured head. Jet black beer in the glass. Thick like engine oil. My first Imperial Stout ever was Oskar Blues 1050. I had somebody send me an Imperial Stout in the post from America, because you couldn't get Oskar Blues in the UK 12 years ago. It used to be sent to me by wonderful followers of the channel from America. And yeah, my first American Imperial Stout, or my first ever Imperial Stout, was Oskar Blues, and it was their 1050. And you want to go back and watch that review if you've got time, because that beer really confused me. I was like, whoa, blew me away with the bitterness. But yeah, this kind of looks like 1050, doesn't it? That jet black look to the beer. Looks incredible. What I would call a Scandinavian style Imperial Stout or Imperial Porter is kept on to that lovely one finger tight tan finger head. One finger head, tan colours. But it looks like engine oil, it really does. Let's get the aroma. And that is beefy as well. Oof, that is a beefy gravy-like broth. Oh. Do you know when you open an OXO cube and you crinkle an OXO cube up, you get that slight smell of the whatever it is, the beef in the OXO cube? That is wonderful. But not only that, you're picking up bourbon, whiskey, woodiness, vanilla, chocolate, coffee, caramel. Oh, that just smells incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to expensive beer. By accident. Oh, I immediately don't care that I've spent £8.25 on this beer. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. This is velvety. Oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Chocolate, coffee, caramel. There's a richness there. There's a sweetness there. But it's that Oskar Blues Imperial Stout. It's wonderful. I've been drinking Imperial Stout for a long time. And I've been a bit worried, especially by the UK brewers brewing Imperial Stout over the last 18 months. There's a trend in the UK now, there's a trend or a fashion to produce sweet, sickly Imperial Stouts with no bitterness. And for me, that is not Imperial Stout. This is Imperial Stout. It's roasty, toasty, whiskey, woodiness, touch of coconut, vanilla, chocolate, coffee, caramel, roasted coffee that's coming from the roasted malt. Not coffee, but roasted malt. Bitter dark chocolate flavours. Again, coming from the roasted malt. A little bit of sweet caramel coming from the malts in the beer. Absolutely wonderful. A tickle of whiskey, a tickle of bourbon, a tickle of the woodiness in the beer. I haven't even touched yet on the mouthfeel of this wonderful beer. Oh. I've just had something come into my mind. I want to talk about the creaminess and the richness of the beer. It's like engine oil. Sticks to your palate. As the beer is sticking to your palate, the flavours are sticking to your palate and staying there longer. So you're really there to enjoy that richness, that boldness, that chocolate, coffee, caramel, the whiskey, the bourbon, the woodiness, the vanilla, the slight coconut flavours. Incredible. But I've just realised what's going on here, and I've not read any articles. I've not done any research. This is my own instincts telling you what I think is happening here. So, back in the day, I think Goose Island Brewing Company were one of the first brewing companies to be bought out by one of the major breweries of the world. I think it's Anheuser-Busch who now own Goose Island. Goose Island used to produce a fantastic IPA, a fantastic red ale, and of course their Goose Island Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. What happened with Goose Island is that they moved the production of the IPA and the red ale out of their brewery, and they used the original brewery at Goose Island for just the Bourbon Barrel Aged Russian Imperial Stout, the Goose Island Stout, if you like. It's world famous now. It's like everybody knows Goose Island Stout. If you're in the beer scene, you will know Goose Island's Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. They bring it out every year. It's very, very good. And I'm just wondering, because I know Oskar Blues have been bought out themselves. That's fine, as long as they're producing quality beer like this, absolute quality beer like this. That's fine by me. But I'm wondering, and I'd love a comment in the comments box of this video, has the same thing happened to Oskar Blues? Is the original Oskar Blues brewery, where they produce their fantastic IPA, what's the IPA called? It's like a blue and red can. can't quite remember the name of that beer now. But anyway, have they moved all of the production of the regular Oskar Blues Brewery beers out of that brewery? And are they just producing their barrel-aged series of beers in the original brewery? Has the same, what I'm trying to say here is the same thing that has happened to Goose Island happened to Oskar Blues? Now, I can't remember who bought out Oskar Blues. It was a big brewery. It might have been Heineken. I don't know. Comment in the comments box. It might have been Heineken. It might have been a Japanese brewer. If you comment in the comments box, I'll go, yes, of course. But it was a long time ago now. Oskar Blues have been bought out 7 years ago, 7 years ago. So maybe I could have done some research, but hey ho. But that's my thinking. That's my inkling. That's my thinking. Maybe Oskar Blues are trying to do what Goose Island are doing with their Bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stouts. You can see the quality. This beer is just the most incredible liquid when it comes to Imperial Stout that I think I've ever seen. I mean, look at it. Look at it. And it's probably half the price of a Goose Island Bourbon barrel-aged Stout. But of the same quality. But it's in a can. It's in a can. Now, that's another thing with Oskar Blues, is that I think Oskar Blues was probably, actually, I can absolutely guarantee it, Oskar Blues was the first can of craft beer I ever had. Oskar Blues, I think, have only ever canned their beer. Gonna rate this. Looks good, smells good, tastes incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like most American brewers now, they don't put an awful lot on the side of the can. It's from Austin in Texas. Alcohol beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems. Whatever, innit? Whatever. I tell you what causes the biggest health problems: age. When you get older, things start breaking. We get to an age, I'm 43 now, and I feel like an old car. I can't do the things that I think that I used to do when I was 20. And I think what they should write on the side of the can is age causes health problems, and age causes you to probably kick the bucket type of thing, you know. It's tax. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only reason why there's a message on the side of that can is not because the people involved in this are concerned for your health. Nothing to do with that. It's just purely taxation. Just taxation. Gonna rate this beer. I said I was gonna rate it a couple of minutes ago. My apologies. Barrel aged 21, volume 5, 13.3% ABV. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.